This is our last and final episode in the basics to slingshots. Hope this has helped you along the way. And after this, you should have enough knowledge and enough help to get you out there, get started, and have a good time and be able to progress a little bit. There's plenty of videos on extra things and more advanced things that you will learn out there. Maybe I'll make some down the road, but I wanted to get these out there to help you out along your journey to slingshot them. Is that a word? Slingshot them? I don't know. Anyway, let's get started with pouches. There's multiple kinds. This is a standard pouch. This is a bigger, a little bit more heavy-duty pouch. This is one from Slingshot. You can buy them pre-made from them, which is kind of good if you're just starting out and you don't want to venture down the pouch-making bandwagon. But it's got a typical microfiber or leather pouch design. Most pouches will have a hole in the middle that helps you center your ammo. Let me grab a piece of ammo. So I have it for examples here. That ammo will sit right in that little hole so that when you turn it over and hold it, it helps you get it centered. Not a whole lot crazy about these. These are for bigger ammo. They're much bigger than the ones I shoot. As you can see, they're really big compared to the other ones. So these will be for some like big, like 1/2 inch, 9.5 millimeter, 11 millimeter ammo, stuff you would hunt with. And you'll generally put these on a bigger band. I believe this one is 0.7 millimeters. This one's going to have some big draw weight to it. So this one would knock off small animals if you really want to do that. Anyway, the pouches. That's your basic pouch. This is another one. It's a little bit smaller for the small ammo like I shoot. Fits in there nice. These are a really soft, almost like leather microfiber. And these are my number 2 pouch. They're not my favorites. I believe I got these off of Slingshot. They're really good, and I have no trouble shooting them whatsoever. It's just sometimes when I put the ammo in there, I have to adjust it around, up and down, back and forth, to make sure I'm centered so that when I pull back, I'm not off center. If your pouch is off center like that, when you pull back, the top band is going to have more tension. It's going to push it down. So you want to make sure they're centered. So these are really good pouches. They're very comfortable. They're super soft on your hands. These are not bad to go with. I sometimes make a band or 2 out of these just to give them a run and make sure that they are still good. And just in case somebody gives me a slingshot to shoot sometime to try out, and they have this kind of pouch, I want to make sure I'm comfortable with it. But the pouch that I like the most are these. And they got the little holes in there, and they're dug out. I think you can see it. They're kind of like beveled and recessed. So the pouch goes, your ammo goes in this little flat part in the middle. And then those little holes, I don't know if you can see it there, hold the pouch perfectly in the middle. So everything works the way it should. It's soft on the back. It's slick inside, so the ammo will move around inside. So it's real easy when you're aiming to hold that secure and know that your ammo is centered. These are the ones I went to. They're readily available on many sites. I know Slingshot has some. You can buy them online. You can buy them at all kind of places. They're not super expensive. They're microfiber. They're not any special material or anything like that, but I like that. Some of the materials, I've showed you a bunch of microfiber ones. Those work really well. That's kind of a standard. There are people making pouches out of leather and even kangaroo leather. It sounds really durable and really soft. And when I go to this tournament here in a couple of weeks, they're going to have some. I may pick up a kangaroo pouch or a leather pouch from around and try them and see how I like them. I've never actually got to use one. But I understand that they really soften up as you use them, get real comfortable. And it seems like your ammo would make permanent indentations, almost like the recessed pieces in here do. And they last really long, and they're really nice. So I'll probably pick a few of those up just because it'd be really fun to try one and see how they do it. Just remember when you're shooting, folks, that pouch grip. Don't pinch in front, pinch on top. If you pinch in front, you create a speed bump when you let go, and it flies up and it hits your frame or your hand, and you're really sorry, especially if you got a nice new frame and now it's got a big old dent or a mark in it. Or it hits your thumb and it's sore, like mine still is sore from some experiments. So make sure your pouch grip is right. You want to hold it. You want to grip the ammo, not the pouch. Grip the ammo, not the pouch. Grip the ammo, not the pouch, and you'll be fine. Okay, I'm using flat bands exclusively. Matching your draw length and everything like that works the same on the tubes. I don't use tubes. I prefer the flat bands, but when we're talking about how long to make them for the draw and all that, the science there is the same. And so this will apply to whether you're shooting tubes or bands. Remember, the more taper, slingshot in to pouch in, you're going to get a little bit more zip on the ammo. Okay, so like this is 2012. It will go, I don't know, I haven't measured it. I don't have a chronograph. I saw somebody shooting identical bands on identical slingshots with identical band, identical slingshot, identical draw length on a band that was 2012. And I think I'm just pulling the number out. I think it was around 250 feet per second, which is pretty fast, pretty good. All right, he made another one out of the same exact material, same length, 2010 taper, which means it's only 10 millimeters at the pouch and 20 at the slingshot. The only thing he changed was the diameter down here at the pouch, the width at the pouch. He picked up 5 or 6 feet per second in the speed of the ammo. Only problem is by doing that, it's going to break down here quicker because there's not as much there holding it, but you will get a little added performance. I'm shooting 2012. I've kind of settled in there on these 0.45 millimeter bands. They're really good for the target practice and things like that I'm going to be doing at a tournament. And I don't hunt, so I don't need the big bands and all that. You can get pre-cut bands to specific tapers. You can buy bands pre-cut to specific tapers. I'm not sure what the taper on this. I think it's like 2214. This is like a hunting band. It's for some pretty heavy 9 millimeter or up steel. I don't shoot these because I don't shoot anything that big. It's got a heavier pouch on it, but it's 0.7 millimeter, I believe. Simple Shot makes these. You can buy them pre-made like this one, or you can buy them already cut to the taper and the width. You can't pick your taper and width. They come in various sizes and dimensions, but it's a good starting point when you're starting out. Okay, after you've gotten into shooting and you've settled in and you're doing well, you may want to start tweaking things. That's where you learn to tie your own bands. I tried making a band tying video and it didn't work because I don't have the setups right to be able to show it the way I would want to view it. And I'm not going to make a video just to make a video. I want it to be something. I do video for a living. And so if I'm going to make a video, I want it to be one I would be proud of what I put out and what I did and the way I did it. I didn't have the tools right and everything to do it to my approval, so I did not make a band tying video. Experiment and make different tapers. I did that when I got my new 0.45 in. I made a 2012, I made a 2010, I made an 1810, and an 1812, and I played around with them and I shot them until I figured what works best for me. And once you've got that ability to tie your own bands, you can experiment and dial things in to get it exactly like you want. And it's a really fun thing to do. And I kind of don't have anything going in the evening. I'll sit down at the dining room table and get my kit out and start cutting different tapers and different lengths until I find what I want. You want to match your bandwidth to your ammo. What does that mean? If I took this big old band, cut it to length and put it on my slingshot and shot this little tiny ammo, this band is going to have too much power for that ammo. You can't overpower your ammo. You're going to get erratic shots. The worst of all, when you overpower your ammo, you get band slap. What that is when you shoot and you let go, it retracts, it goes through the forks, and because there's so much power, the weight of the ammo didn't dissipate all the power, and it reflects and it stretches out and comes back and smacks you in the hand, and it hurts. It doesn't hurt bad, but after 10 or 12 band slaps, you wish it would go away. If that's the case, either make your bands longer Make your taper a little narrower, make them thinner at the top. Adjust those down until you're not getting the band slap. All of my bands, I don't get band slap at all when I'm shooting the regular way. I've been playing with long draw, which maybe I'll get into when I master it, and I'm getting band slap there. So I've got some more tweaking to do. That's where you're like, ooh, like that looks really cool. I'm not good at it yet. I can do it, but I'm not very accurate at it. So we'll get into that someday down the road. But I do get band slap there, so I still need to tweak my bands a bit to get those dialed in. So that is the big thing. If you are starting to get hit with your bands when they retract after you shoot, make them longer, make them thinner, reduce the energy in those bands. Go to a thinner band. Widthwise, if you're shooting 0.5, go down to a 0.4 or a 0.45. If you're shooting 0.6, go down to a 0.5. And eventually that band slap will go away and shooting will be much more fun, much more fun. So that concludes our tutorial series on the basics of Slingshot. Sorry, there wasn't a lot of shooting, but I wanted to go through and show you some of the basics, explain some of the science, kind of in a way that helps my brain figure it out. Maybe it will help you. There's a lot of this content already out there. Maybe something the way I say it resonates better with you. I'm not discrediting anyone because they all taught me. It's just, this is my way. I like to teach. And so I thought I would throw this series together and give you some basics of slingshot shooting to help you on your journey. Thanks for watching. I hope this really helped. Leave me some comments, like, subscribe to my channel, leave comments down there. If you have questions, I will do my best to answer them. If you want to see me try something, if you want to see a video about something, I will try and make it. Like I said, I tried to make a band video. It didn't work. Maybe I'll try again down the road. Anyway, thanks for watching today. Thanks for watching this series, and I hope to see you in some of our other slingshot content. Get out there and do some slinging, folks. Thank you.